Hi, this is Trish and welcome back. First of all, I'd like to thank you, Paula Dean, and Philadelphia Cream Cheese for giving me the opportunity to be inspired to go into my kitchen and to create great new and old recipes alike using our own Philadelphia cream cheese. And the best thing about it is desserts are perfect to give away for a gift when you need something to give someone. So let's go ahead and get started with our dessert, which is a pumpkin creamy cheesecake roll that is absolutely delicious and you are going to love it. The first thing we're going to do is preheat our oven to 350 degrees. Now we're going to go ahead and add all of our dry ingredients. And we're going to add our flour, which 3/4 cup of flour in our bowl goes, and this is in a medium-sized bowl. Next we're going to add in 1 cup of sugar. Add that right in. And then we'll add in our salt, which is 1.5 teaspoons of salt. We'll add in our soda, which is 1 teaspoon. And then we're going to just blend these very well. What you're doing here. And a big spoon works very nice for this. Now what we're going to do next is use 3 eggs, which are at room temperature. We're just going to put them in a bowl, and we're going to make sure that we mix them well. There we go, 3 eggs in. Stir those up. There we go. Now we're going to pop those in our flour mixture just like that. Next we'll go ahead and add in our pumpkin, which is 2/3 cup of pumpkin I have right here. And this is a 15-ounce can of pumpkin, and this will make 2 pumpkin creamy cheesecake rolls. Today we'll just be making 1. Stir it up real well. You don't want to have any excess baking soda taste in your pumpkin roll, which can happen very easily if you don't mix up real good. So what we're going to do now is take our baking pan, which is a regular cookie sheet that I'm using. You can also use a jelly pan, and we've sprayed that with some nonstick spray. And what I'm going to do now is take my wax paper and slowly pull it out and place it down onto my pan. And you just want to go ahead and start placing it on as you're pulling it out, and you don't want to extend it too far over the edges, because if you do that, it will catch on fire. That has happened to me before. You just want to press it down in your pan real gently. There we go. Now what we'll do is take our pumpkin mixture, which I have here, and we'll just start adding that in on top of our wax paper. There we are. And what we want to do is smooth this out pretty well. We want to make sure we get our little edges and the inside corners here real good. You can also add nuts if you'd like, but I choose not to. You can also even add cinnamon in this recipe. You can add nutmeg. You can kind of just use your imagination, but I like simple and my family likes simple, and this is actually the best pumpkin roll I've ever had. You can also freeze pumpkin roll. I wouldn't recommend freezing it for more than a month because the flavors of your freezer can turn up in your pumpkin. So here we go, we're almost finished up here. We've got all of our little corners basically filled in with our pumpkin mixture, and there you have it. We'll take this over and pop this in our 350-degree oven. Bake for 20 minutes. So now while that our pumpkin cake portion is baking, we'll go ahead and mix up our cream cheese filling that's going to go in it. And first thing we'll do is add 2 tablespoons of softened butter, which I have right here. Next we'll go ahead and add in our Philadelphia cream cheese, star of the show, that's been sitting out for 15 minutes, or you can pop it into your microwave for 15 seconds. Mix up real good together. Nothing like butter and cream cheese. Now what we'll do is go ahead and add in our 1 cup of confection sugar. You want to be careful when you're stirring this up, because if you're not, you're going to have powdered sugar like all over you and all over the place. Go. Now what we'll do is add in 1 teaspoon of our vanilla, and that is our last ingredient for our filling. There we go, and I'm just going to mix that up again and stir it up real well. Here our cloth, I just have like a linen cloth here that we're going to use to put it on, and I have some confection sugar that we're just going to put all over this, and this is going to help to keep our pumpkin creamy cheese roll from sticking. Now what we're going to do is take a toothpick, and you want to test this just like you would your cake, and yes, it is finished, very good. And you don't want to wait around, you don't want to have this sitting around. You want to go ahead and immediately flip it over onto your confection sugar, which I have here, bring it over and pop it right on there.
And then what we're going to do is just kind of pull up on the edges all the way around our cake. The next one, now this is hot, so you got to be careful, but I like hot stuff, so it's not a problem for me, but if you're sensitive to things that are hot, you want to be careful there. Alright, now what we're going to do is take our towel, kind of turn it towards me so I can work with it. And what we'll do now is just fold it over, bring it up to our pumpkin roll there, and then we're just going to start rolling. Roll it up real tight, just like that. Now what we'll do is pop our pumpkin mixture into our fridge for about 10 minutes and let it cool. Okay, here we are. I've just taken our pumpkin roll mixture out of our refrigerator. It's been cooling off. And I have one piece of wax paper here that we're going to be using to lay that on top of. So we'll go ahead and add more confection sugar to this wax paper. There we go. Then we're going to spread out our pumpkin filling that has set up. You want to take your towel and just kind of pull it from the left and just roll it back out. There, you see that? How simple is that? And then what we're going to do is go ahead and add our cream cheese mixture. And we'll just go ahead and pour that on. And then you just want to spread it out evenly over top. Just have your cream cheese almost at the edge of your pumpkin mixture, but not right on top of it, because when you roll it up, it's going to come gushing out, and you don't want that. You want to keep all your cream cheese inside. And even at the end here, you want to have a little less right at your edge, or if you have a big clumps of it at the edge, it's just going to ooze out when you roll it. So we'll start with our little roll here that's already begun for us from where we had it rolled up. And just turn it towards yourself, just like so. And then so what you're doing is pushing and rolling. You want to get as tight as you can, but you also want to retain your cream cheese also as you're doing it. Just like that. I will take and turn it lengthwise towards me. And then what we'll do is just wrap our wax paper over and roll. What we're going to do is pop this right in our freezer and let it set up for about 20 minutes. Now we'll go ahead and get our cream cheese pumpkin roll out of our freezer. And we've had that in there for just 20 minutes. That's all it takes. And here it is. Looks wonderful. Now 20 minutes really is not very long. Normally they say that you have to put these in for a couple of hours, which that is if you're putting them in your regular refrigerator portion. But when you put it in the freezer, it works out perfectly, and you can have this done within an hour or less. So now what we're going to do is cut our pumpkin roll, and we want to make it into about 2-inch little slices. And I'm going to be using a serrated knife here. You just want to take your time doing this, because this is a cake that you're going through there, so you don't want to rush it. Great. So now what we'll do is go ahead and put some powdered sugar on these. These look wonderful. These are perfect for holidays, for anything that you might need a dessert for. Even to give away, you can just leave it whole and wrap it up nicely and give it to whoever you'd like as a gift. Now we'll go ahead and garnish with some raspberries. There we go. And then we also will garnish with a few little mint leaves. Mint smells so good. There we are. And I have a nice little cappuccino here that my husband made me, and I also have one for my cameraman. He's only 13, so I'm not sure he'll drink it, but I know he'll eat the cream cheese pumpkin roll. Okay, here we are. I'm going to try this out. That raspberry on there and that mint, that's going to give it so much more flavor than it already has. The Philadelphia cream cheese is so good. You've got to make this. It is delicious.